Welcome back to America's Commercial Real Estate Show. I'm Michael Bull. This segment is brought to you by Red IQ. They turn multifamily data into actionable intelligence. Do check them out at rediq.com. Well, today we're talking about multifamily, and I have a treat for you. How would you like to have no security deposits in your apartment communities? What do you think that would do for you? If you could do that safely, might you have more tenants? Might you have tenants paying faster? Might you improve the leasing and occupancy and potentially even the rental rates at your community? Well, please welcome my next guest. It's Reichen Kuhl. He's CEO and co-founder of LeaseLock, and he's here in Studio One. Reichen, thanks for being with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Well, I saw what you guys are doing, and I just couldn't believe it. I love it. I grew up in the multifamily world, managing apartments and selling apartments when I started in the business. And when I saw what you guys do, I had to have you on. And so tell us a little bit, and for my audience, what is LeaseLock and what does it do?
Yeah, so as a flyover, LeaseLock completely eliminates security deposits in
that sounds dangerous.
In multifamily. Yeah, it would be unless there weren't LeaseLock. We completely eliminate security deposits, and we replace them with a more responsible, pure form of insurance to cover any risk that's associated with the kinds of risks that security deposits traditionally cover.
Okay, and you came to market in June of 2016, and you guys are growing fast, and I understand why, because I think when I managed apartments and owned a property management company, that security deposit gave me that safety net that I felt, well, all right, the tenant's, he's going to pay and he's not going to damage, but LeaseLock seems like really a better way to do this.
It is a better way. Security deposits have been fine. I guess it's the way people have been doing business for about 200 years. And security deposits are really, though, a poor form of self-insurance when you think about it. They usually have to be pretty low because you have to work with what the market rate needs to be. And then also, because they're low, they only give you as much protection as what's there. They also present a lot of liability. In most jurisdictions in this country, it is illegal to take certain fees out of security deposits, like, for instance, carpet cleaning or touching up paint or nail holes on walls. And so if you get rid of security deposit funds, then you don't have to worry about those kinds of legal liabilities in those jurisdictions. So instead, here comes LeaseLock. We are, for someone who's maybe charging a $500 security deposit, you're getting 10x the protection because LeaseLock is 10x plus, because LeaseLock is covering $5,000 of lost rent for you, and then covering another $500 in damage, and then we'll give you another $100 for turn costs or like normal wear and tear costs, like carpet cleaning.
And what does that cost?
So all that costs the property management company zero, which is the really great part about this. So we're completely removing the managing of security deposits from multifamily, and then it's costing you nothing. What you do is you pass this cost on to the renter. We've got the price down now to, as a base price, $19 a month. So this is for every renter at every property is paying $19 a month. So
whether it's in San Francisco, New York, or Atlanta.
That's right. No matter what region it's in, no matter what the rent amount is, it's the same price for the same coverage that I just quoted for the property. And on top of that, we offer ancillary income to property management companies. So our retail rate might be $19. If the property management company wants to charge an extra $2 or $3 on that LeaseLock fee, then do the math. On a 20 or 30 or 40,000 unit portfolio, we're talking about millions in ancillary revenue income per year for you by using the LeaseLock program. Plus you get rid of security deposits, managing them, and all the crap that goes along with them.
And you have some pretty big customers already.
We do. I'm proud to say we are rolling out with 5 of the top 10 property management companies rated by the National Multifamily Housing Council. They're all rolling out LeaseLock, eager to get rid of security deposits, and we've got number 1 as well rolling out in Greystar. So it's been really exciting to be part of a team that's really kind of fundamentally changing the way real estate transactions are done in multifamily.
Yeah, and when you think about the majority of Americans, it's not like we're Americans that we save a lot of cash, and sometimes we trying to make a security deposit and the first month's rent and the moving expenses is kind of tough. So I mentioned this could really make the process more affordable.
It does, and affordability is key right now. To be successful in multifamily, you have to look at the trends. The Federal Reserve just came out with a report very recently that only 40% of Americans have less than $400 in savings. That's staggering. When you look at the millennial market, which is really growing and pushing into multifamily right now, they are a subscription-based generation. They don't like to save, but in general, but they also don't like to be reaching into their pocket to pay you, $500, $1,000, or $1,500 to move into an apartment. The millennial generation is very attracted to subscription-based services. They're not buying $1,100 iPhones. They want to pay $36.99 on their phone bill every month to pay for that iPhone over 2 or 3 years. So this is working right in with that. You're telling a renter, hey, to move into this unit, you just pay first month's rent and $19. A lot better than reaching into your pocket and having to pay, the security deposit that you think you're not going to get back anyway. And yes, the $19 is non-refundable, but when you really add it up, it still comes out to, in a year, less than what a security deposit would be. And the renter is just, they're just getting an easier experience overall. And then when they move out of the unit, they don't have the property coming after them for nickel and dime fees. It's just more of a seamless, easy process all the way through.
Yeah, I mean, tenants when they're moving, from managing apartments myself and selling apartments, you see that the tenants have other expenses in this move, and to cut that down. So the communities that have it, Reichen, are they getting more tenant traffic? Are they leasing more apartments?
They are. That's the exciting part. This has been a win-win for everyone. Our average portfolio size, say at around 22,000 units, they are experiencing anywhere from 10 to 20 more leads per week per community. So that's significant. And then you also have to look at lead to closing time for a lease. We're tracking all of this data, obviously, at LeaseLock. We've seen an increase in 14 days between the time that a lead comes into the unit to lease closing. That's an increase overall of 14 days. What does that equal? It equals 1 paycheck, which is interesting. So in other words, a person doesn't have to wait basically to sock away a bunch of money from a whole nother paycheck in order to move in. So we're definitely increasing traffic, and we're making it faster.
All right. Well, what if I'm concerned that with this no security deposit and you guys kind of insuring the risk for me, that you guys aren't going to approve more tenants, that I'm going to have more tenants who are not approved and can't move in? How does that work?
Great question. This is a question that everyone has. And basically, we come in, when I say we descend upon you and say, here, let us take over for you and let us fix your security deposit problem. And the first thing we do is say, freeze, show us your buckets. Who are you considering declines? Who are you considering conditionally approved? And who are you considering approved? Those are your 3 buckets. What are the criteria that you have already set for those 3 buckets? Then we say, we want you to keep doing that. We are not going to insure your declines, but we will insure your conditionals and your approves. all for the same amount of money.
So the same approval process the community had before.
That's right. And we are integrated most likely with your property management system. We are working with the top 5 property management company systems across the country, including your Yardies and RealPage and Appfolio, MRI. So we really take pride in that we can use the same criteria you're already using, but even better, we just quickly plug into the system you're already using. So this is like minimal touch. For you to transfer from a security deposit world to the LeaseLock world, it's like just, it's really minimal effort for you because we already know how to plug right in.
Yeah, well, that seems amazing. I mean, it seems like you'd have a leg up if your competing communities are charging security deposit and the tenant has to come out an extra $500 or $2,000, $3,000 maybe, depending on the community, right? They come in your community, they don't have to do it.
That's right. LeaseLock is really eliminating all of those hidden fees that are commensurate with leasing today. You've got your security deposit, which is the biggest one. There are hidden parking fees in every lease. There are pet deposit fees, pet rent fees. So we are really making the whole process so much more affordable. Because what people care most about, let's face it, with their lease is how much is it going to cost you to move in? That is it's not only the most stressful time of anyone's life, it is the time of your life when you're really going to be dishing out the most amount of money, and nobody wants to do it. Yeah. And frankly, what we came to realize through being in the trenches with property management over the last 5 to 7 years is property management hates security deposits. They hate collecting them. They hate how it causes delays in lease closings. They hate managing security deposits. How many jurisdictional laws and rules are out there now saying where you have to put security deposits? In this trust account, you have to pay interest out to the resident, for the security deposit that's being held. And then you have to give the security deposit back. Most property management operators get mad at the owners for pulling illegal funds out of security deposits because it's causing, it's opening up people for liability for some like evil class action lawyer to come in and sue the property management company or the owner. Yeah.
And then if you do take a legitimate amount of money from a tenant security deposit when they leave, they don't like it. So what might happen there when you do that?
Well, what happens is you have a resident they could have had a perfect tenancy. They loved being in the unit. They loved all the amenities. Everything was done correctly. But you take $50 extra out of their security deposit that they were not expecting, you're going to get a really bad Yelp review. And that's nobody likes that. So if you want to basically eliminate bad Yelp reviews and just let people walk away and go, wow, that was really easy and seamless, then you want to go in the LeaseLock direction.
All right. So for $19.95, did you said?
Just $19.
$19. So you get $5,000 in rent loss coverage, $500 in damage, and then $100 for turnkey?
For turn cost coverage, So that's basically the turn cost amount is an automatic payout. So it's not claimable. In other words, lost rent and damage are something that the property would claim to LeaseLock and say, hey, this person didn't pay their rent and we had to evict them for 3 months, and obviously we're going to pay out. And by the way, we pay out super fast. We are a 21st century paperless company, so we do everything extremely quickly. But the turn cost is basically us saying, for every renter you put on a LeaseLock, we're going to pay that out to you anyway. You don't have to claim it. So every unit gets that turn cost or wear and tear coverage paid out.
That's awesome. Now, and you touched on pets there, and a lot of Americans have pets and they love them, and pets could cause some damage. How do you guys handle pets?
Yeah, so that's exciting because we're rolling out pet coverage. So for an extra, depending on the region or what the deal that we make is with the portfolio, it's going to be about a $4 to $5 addition to the monthly LeaseLock fee, and then it will cover pets. Now this will prevent the the resident from having to put down a pet deposit or a non-refundable pet fee, and then pay a non-refundable pet rent throughout the tenancy. So again, just saving a lot of money, and just like for the price of a cup of coffee every month, you're getting covered for your pet. This is covering things like the things that pets do. You know, they mess up carpets, they scratch the paint off doors when they're waiting for their owner to get home. They'll mess up a blind trying to look out the window. Those are the types of things that we would cover.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. You know, Reichen, this is really needed in our industry. You know, we have affordability issues. We have more apartments. People want to be competitive. I love the product. Thanks for being on the show.
All right, thank you. Thanks for the chance to
and you know,
talk
it's
about
a cool product because Reichen's last name is pronounced cool, right?
That's right. That's what makes it
All
cool.
right, well, stay with us. We'll have more on the multifamily market. Stay with us. I'm Michael Bull, and this is America's Commercial Real Estate Show. America's Commercial Real Estate Show is brought to you by Bull Realty. For customized asset and occupancy solutions, visit bullrealty.com. Commercial Agent Success Strategies. Incredible training for commercial agents. Visit commercialagentsuccess.com. BOMI International. For facilities and property management education, visit BOMI.org. Buyproxy.com. Your global commercial real estate listing service. Visit buyproxy.com. Red IQ, turning multifamily data into actionable intelligence. Visit rediq.com.